Welcome back to my channel, where we discuss the most optimal strategies in the game DC Dark Legion. In the current meta 2026 environment, area damage, also known as AOE, has become the most important key to help you sweep through PvE game modes, as well as climb ranks rapidly in meta Brawl mode. Owning a lineup that can attack multiple targets at the same time not only helps us break the enemy defensive structure, but also creates an absolute advantage in terms of time and survivability. However, not every hero with splash damage skills delivers the same level of effectiveness, because each character has a completely unique operating mechanism and area of influence. For that reason, in today's content, I will analyze and rank in detail the top 10 heroes with the most impressive area damage potential in the game, helping you gain an accurate perspective before deciding to invest your resources. This list is compiled based on actual DPS statistics, team synergy potential, and especially real combat effectiveness in high-level battles. We will go from free-to-play friendly options all the way to superheroes with map-destroying power, helping you build a balanced offensive and defensive lineup and optimize the strength of every hero you currently own. Opening our list at the 10th position is Red Hood, a very familiar hero who is widely loved by the free-to-play community thanks to how easy it is to collect shards to upgrade his star level. Red Hood's greatest strength lies in his aggressive combat style, as he can charge straight into the center of the enemy formation to deal continuous area damage using his dual guns. However, this reckless playstyle is also a double-edged sword, because when jumping into the middle of enemy lines, Red Hood can easily be focused down and fall quickly if he does not receive timely support. To mitigate this weakness, you should pair Red Hood with Dr. Fate to take advantage of protective shields, helping him survive until the next ultimate cycle, since during his ultimate he has a fairly high evasion rate if there are multiple Bat family members present. Next at the 9th position, we have Talia al Ghul, an assassin with a very unique operating mechanism that stands apart from the rest of the roster. Talia can sacrifice a portion of her current health to convert it into energy, allowing her to unleash area damage skills at a much higher frequency. This turns Talia into a terrifying damage engine in prolonged battles, especially when she is placed in a League of Assassins lineup to activate healing effects and power synergy. Her ability to sustain herself through life steal enables Talia to maintain stable area damage output, making her an extremely troublesome tactical piece for any opponent forced to face her. At the 8th position, we come to a technological genius, Lex Luthor, a character who possesses the extremely powerful orbital strike attack from an outer space satellite. Lex Luthor's standout feature is his ability to wipe out an entire enemy line or strike key zones on the battlefield with devastating long-range firepower. However, one important note you need to keep in mind when using this hero is that the game's AI system sometimes fails to optimize the firing direction, causing laser beams to miss their intended targets. Because of this, to allow Lex Luthor to truly function as a total annihilation machine, I strongly recommend manual control when activating his ultimate skill, allowing you to precisely target the enemy backline and quickly eliminate their main damage sources. Continuing the list at the 7th position is Lobo, the tough bounty hunter with extremely annoying sustained area damage potential. Unlike heroes who focus on one-time burst damage, Lobo applies constant pressure across the entire enemy lineup, and most importantly, possesses the ability to reduce enemy healing effectiveness by up to 60%. This turns Lobo into a perfect tactical pick against teams with strong defensive cores or those that rely heavily on support characters such as Green Lantern. With Lobo on the battlefield, enemies not only have to endure steady damage, but also lose their source of sustain, allowing your team to gradually wear them down and finish the fight much more efficiently. Continuing the list, at the 6th position, we meet Hawkgirl, a character who not only serves as a resilient fighter, but also acts as an extremely important area damage support link. What defines Hawkgirl's identity is her ability to control and pull targets together, creating ideal conditions for other attack skills to unleash their full power. In real combat situations, she functions like a magnet that drags all enemies into the center of the battlefield, allowing higher ranked heroes on this list to wipe out the entire enemy team with a single skill activation. Using Hawkgirl is the smartest way to turn narrow range skills into devastating attacks that clear the entire battlefield. Entering the top 5 strongest heroes, the fifth position belongs to Wonder Woman Death Metal, a true monster wielding a deadly chainsaw. This is a highly versatile character who combines the durability of a tanker with the ability to charge forward and deal massive physical damage in a cone-shaped area in front of her. Each swing of her chainsaw not only deals heavy damage, but also applies overwhelming pressure to the enemy front line, causing it to collapse rapidly. However, you should also note that this is a premium tier character who usually appears in paid events, so investing resources into her requires careful consideration to match your budget. That said, once you own her, she will absolutely not disappoint when it comes to dominating the battlefield. The fourth position on the list belongs to the insane clown, the Joker, a master of spreading fear through extremely troublesome area poison effects. The Joker's power does not lie in immediate burst attacks, but rather in his ability to deal damage over time across a very large area, slowly yet devastatingly draining the enemy team's survivability. As the battle drags on and poison effects continue to stack and spread, the Joker becomes more terrifying than ever, especially against teams that favor prolonged defensive play. This makes him the perfect tactical card to break an opponent's endurance, turning the battlefield into a deadly trap-filled arena that enemies find nearly impossible to escape. Moving up to the third position, we welcome Sinestro, one of the heroes with the most powerful finishing potential in the DC Dark Legion ecosystem. Although Sinestro's most terrifying strength lies in his extremely high single target attacks, what allows him to secure this spot is his mechanic that spreads 40% of damage to nearby targets. Combined with his ultra-fast energy recovery, Sinestro can continuously activate his ultimate skills while creating an unrelenting wave of spiritual damage that sweeps across the enemy lineup. When paired with heroes who can group targets together, such as Hawkgirl, Sinestro truly becomes a nightmare, because once a primary target is taken down, the surrounding spread damage is more than enough to cause the rest of the enemy formation to collapse in an instant. At the second position, we come to Constantine, a master of magic and a top-tier choice for players seeking consistency in magical area damage output. What sets Constantine apart is his extremely strong counterplay against teams that rely on large numbers of summoned units or mercenary troops as shields. With his magical skill set, he can clear the battlefield rapidly, turning the enemy's numerical advantage into a burden, as his area attacks affect every target on the field. This is not just a pure damage source, but also a highly effective tool for controlling the flow of battle, allowing your team to maintain an aggressive tempo even against the most stubborn defensive opponents. Finally, the champion position and the throne of this list belongs to none other than Supergirl, the true queen of battlefield clearing in the world of DC Dark Legion. If Superman is known as a god in single target confrontations, then Supergirl is a perfect upgrade in terms of area damage. Her destructive power comes from the mechanic of accumulating Krypton energy to unleash devastating ground slams or heat vision beams that wipe the entire map. When Supergirl reaches her maximum power state, a single skill can cause the entire enemy lineup to disintegrate in the blink of an eye, regardless of their positioning. With her ability to end battles extremely quickly and her unmatched area of influence, Supergirl is the area damage hero that every player dreams of owning to dominate all leaderboards. Hopefully, this top 10 list of heroes with area damage has given you a clearer and more accurate overview of the power of characters in DC Dark Legion. Choosing the right core damage dealer not only helps optimize your resources, but is also the decisive factor in overcoming the toughest challenges in the game. If you find this information helpful, do not forget to support me by hitting the like button and subscribing to the channel so you do not miss future in-depth analysis videos and other exciting gameplay tips, especially if you have different experiences or are currently using a more unique area damage lineup. Feel free to leave your thoughts in the comments so we can discuss and learn together. Thank you all for taking the time to watch the video. I wish everyone many enjoyable gaming moments, and I will see you again in the next content. Remember to subscribe, my friends.